Near 30 years back, I came up the Saturn approach chasing tonnage. Dead shipyard, the listing said. Consortium job, went bust. Hanging dark the best part of 10 years. 10 years, and nobody touched her. Too far off the lanes for the big outfits. Too much hull for the small ones. Just right for a man with no schedule. I figured a week to survey her, a season to strip the easy plate. Gone by spring. Then she came up on the glass. I thought my instruments were lying to me. A kilometer of hull and not one light on her. Nothing that size sits dark. Anything that big is a city, and cities glow. She just hung there, ribs open to the void, gantries reaching out like she died mid-grab. The Halcyon. People will tell you she was a generation ship. She wasn't. She was the yard. The thing that was going to build them. Biggest ships anybody ever drew, and she'd have birthed them one after another, far enough off the Saturn lanes to work in peace. They'd already put corridors in her forward section for settler families to walk down someday. Never got the families. Never got finished. The money died first, and out here, when the money dies, everything stops where it's standing. I'd like to tell you I felt something that first hour. Mostly, I felt rich. That much plate, free and clear. You don't cry over a dead dream. You weigh it. So I got to work. Suit on, torch out, 12 hours a day taking her apart. And her bones were good. That's the thing nobody tells you about a job that big. You're inside her all day. You sleep in her because there's nowhere else. You learn her. Where she creaks when the temperature swings. Which seams the builders rushed, and which ones they did proud. I cut myself a berth in the forward section. One room, just so I'd stop sleeping in the suit. 3 days with the torch alone. People made a whole legend out of those 3 days. It was just a man who wanted a bed. That barge doesn't board till 6, so you can stand there holding that bag, kid, or you can sit back down and drink what I poured you. Door's not going anywhere. Neither is the barge. You know, you stand there just like... Never mind. Sit. Drink. You asked how the place started. This is how it started. A bed. Where was I? The spring I was supposed to leave. That's where. Spring came. The easy plate was stripped, the holds were full, and a breaker with any sense flies his tonnage in and cashes out. I found things needing doing first. My berth ran cold, so I chased the climate lines and fixed the run that fed my section. Fixed the next run over too while I was in there. Told myself a warm hull cuts easier. Then the galley. There was half a galley in her, never commissioned, and I'd been eating paste out of a tube for 8 months. So I pulled a water line through, dug a heating element out of a wreck, built the rest. You're sitting in it. And one night I'm standing right there, stirring actual food in an actual pan, in a room I lit, on a deck I heated. And I look down, and the torch is leaning by the door. And I realize I haven't cut anything with it in 5 weeks. I'd been welding. Same torch, same hands. Never did fly the tonnage in. The rest just arrived. Breakers heard there was a man on the Halcyon who'd trade a warm bunk for a day's work. Scrappers came for a season and stayed. People who wanted off the corporate roles, and nobody out here asks what you did before, so they stayed too. Every one of them cut a room and wired their own light. The town grew inward, deck by deck, into the bones of a thing built to carry a future. Turns out she got to do it anyway, just not the future that was planned for her. 6 o'clock comes quick. I ran 20 years on barges like the one you're about to board. Next dock, next season, next salvage, next nothing. Every place is temporary if you decide it is before you dock. I know that look, kid. I wore it the whole way out here. There's a berth 2 decks down nobody's claimed. Runs cold. Needs the climate line chased same as mine did. You can get on that barge and go be nowhere again. Or you can stay and build something.